Today we have a Supra MK4, 1993 to 1997, 98 around. So far I have painted the calipers, changed the brake pads, brand new tie rod, out of tie rod, and brand new sway bar link here. I'm going to change the upper control arm as well, because last time I ordered one and it wasn't made for the MK4, it was made for MK3. Surprisingly, it was Rock Auto's fault and they took back the part and so on. Brand new shock, AGX by KYB. Today we're going to install teens because the owner does not want to sacrifice the ride's quality, so he wants to keep the struts, you know, the normal struts and spring setup instead of having coilovers. So basically, in order to have access to the front shock and stuff like that, you have to first of all remove the end link. Most of you will have to struggle with the end link and fight the rust, and then you have to absolutely have to remove the upper control arm. And after that, to remove the upper control arm, well, as you can see here, it's a long bolt that goes from here to here. The left side for the driver's side is harder because you have the windshield washer bottle right here, so your bolt is blocking it. So in order to easily, make some space, you'll have to remove all these plastics, and then I'll show you in a bit, but you get what I mean. Alright, so to remove the end link, this is a replacement. It's the Moog with the updated bushing. For me, it's the 15. With the other side, it's a 19 wrench, open wrench. It's easy for me because it's been replaced before, but you might struggle a bit. For me, it's easier, like this. So just put it away for now. We don't have to disconnect from the bottom. You can if you want, but you don't have to. So now we're going to remove the upper control arm. There's no cotter pin right here because I removed it previously and I know I'm going to replace it. So we're just going to do that right now. Like this. It should come out finally. And for this part, to separate the ball joint from the knuckle, yours won't be that easy, but mine pretty much should just come out. Me, it worked for the hammer, but otherwise you'll need this tool. Absolutely, it's a ball joint remover, so it basically presses in like this and it goes into it, and then you use a 24 socket and you wrench it until it explodes and separates the upper control arm from the knuckle. So it goes like this. I took out the upper control arm. You see, it's like here. Pull out. But before all that, you have this long bolt which will go across here, and you have the, let's see, you have the washer fluid bottle. So I remove, it's a 12 mil I believe, or 10, I forgot, and there's another one here. This way you can lower the washer fluid bottle in order to gain extra spaces. Of course, if you're doing this without the front bumper, it'll be much easier. Oh, and by the way, this upper control arm right here, the nut, was a 19, but it's usually torqued at 100. This, if it doesn't come out, keep turning it like this. It should come out. 19, long bolt. This. Usually what I like to do is put an arrow so I remember which way it faces for the top hat or the suspension mount, like this, and then put in an arrow. So we're pretty sure it's like this, and then I wrote front. There you go. And just take it from the top. It's not that heavy. And there we go, we got the suspension. If you're working on a coilover, it's a direct swap, unlike me. So now I'll have to take out the upper mount. So what I like this Supra is you don't need much tension for the spring compressors. So it's not a hard job, as hard as you think. And then you see here it's already separated. Now we can use a 17. Now it's unloosened, the nut, and now we can separate the upper mount safely. Don't forget the bump stop. And now we can separate the spring from the strut. Here it says front. And I don't think I'll need a compressor, to be honest. So this one is the SPR-01, the front. So let's see if it fits. Yeah, it does. So it's for the front. I'm not wrong. Let's put the bump stop. And then this one here, you see, there's a certain way to put it. The spring compressor, because this is a low-end kit, it lowers the car by an inch, supposedly. So now we're going to put back the nut. These are NTC's copper ones. I love them. It really makes your life much easier no matter what job you're doing on. Just trying to make sure everything's aligned. Because there's a notch here. There's a notch here. You want to align the notch. So I did not tighten the upper mount yet. Now I'm just going to turn it like this in order to align horizontally with the post so it goes through perfectly. Alright, you see? That's great. Now we can tighten the top. Try to not scratch the strut as best as you can. This nut here should go through very easily. Sometimes you might have to hammer it. It's very possible. Watch your brake line. Do not stretch it too much. Your 19 on the other side, like this. I already lubricated. I always put some NTCs. make your life easier, you can spray some WD-40 on the sides, so it will slip in easier, like this. And then what I like to do is, you see, I marked the line where the bolt is supposed to go through, the middle, so I'll have a better visual when I'm putting back the bolt, because you can't see anything, right? Bolt that we were having trouble, you can have it started like this, and then that's where the line comes in, and then you try to align it. It takes some struggles at first, and then you just get used to it because you have a better idea where the bolt is. Like this. There you go, goes through. Easy peasy. And now what I like to do, just a bit of lube, and then put some NTCs. Like this. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh. And then over here, we're going to remove the castle nuts and the cover. Brand new bushing. Cool. Very cool. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to apply some NTCs right here. And also where it sits and all the insides. And the outside, the knuckle where it sits too. It helps. Like this. Very nice. So now I can bring this knuckle back to where it was. Make sure the sensor is still here. Your ABS sensor. Don't forget about it. So the reason why we know this is the left one, because it says L. These have different ones. Don't use the right one for the left one, because there's a washer on here where the force is applied, and there's another washer here. But these are not just simple washer, it is like the beginning of the bushing. So that's why you can't mix and match left and right side. Alright, so there's a washer which I forgot. Seems like I forgot, because my kit did not come with brand new bolt. We live in Canada here, so most of the end links, there's no way you can remove it without a torch or to cut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the angle grinder and splice it in order to get out the nut out. I'm just going to put the tire up here in order to get a better view, and we make sure we don't touch. Pretty hot, be careful. Use a hammer. Alright. So I already removed the other side, so now we should be able to kind of swing it downwards and upwards and then downwards. Okay, like this. In. Ratchet. Easy peasy. Hopefully there's not too much tension. Let's sit on it. screwdrivers. And there's another one here. Take this off, and now it's going to reveal three 12 ratcheting ratchet. They're not really tight, it's just a cover. And can remove this cover. And there's more screws, there's more bolts. So just remove these three. Now we're just gonna try it out. Try. Got it. Oh, got it. Oh, yes, over like this first. I'm gonna spray some WD-40 to help out. I'm gonna pry down. You see I'm sitting on it? It's actually easier this way. Once you get it started, it's going to block. And you keep on stepping on it with a long, really long pipe. And then release it. We got it. We got it. We got it. I'm going to put a sticker on here just to hide it. But and then tighten back the 312, put back the cover, and then the Phillips. This here, I'll put the torque down below, but yeah. Oh God, thank you. So yeah, I just wanted to say that how difficult the job was for the Supra, for the rear only. The front was not so bad. You had to know what you were doing. You had to remove some of the inner fender trims. They are the bolts that holds the inner fender trims are 10mm bolt, or you can also use a Phillips screwdriver. And then from there you know what to remove. In summary, you'll have to remove mostly everything that is on the subframe, not on the subframe but on the hub, on the lower control arm. Excuse me. You have the upper control arm, you have the ball joint on the upper control arm, and then you have the front stabilizer and links, and then after that you can finally remove the front suspension. And from the rear, the struggling I was having is because I was doing the job myself and my pipe was not long enough to give me enough torque or leverage in order to lower the rear control arm down enough for me to easily slip in the strut. So if you have a friend and he can just assist you, he can sit on the pipe, best is for him to stand up on the pipe and keep it like this while you try to fit the suspension in, and it'll be much easier than doing it alone. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope it kind of tipped you guys. And this is a very nice car I worked on. I did almost most of the suspension work on this car, except the lower control arms for the front and the rear, because they are really expensive and they were still fine, so I did not replace them. Otherwise, I replaced most of the stuffs on this car. Mechanically wise or suspension wise, the engine itself is still very reliable. There's a bit of leaks on the automatic oil pan, but the owner does not want me to do it, so we'll just leave it as it is. So thank you guys for watching. If the video I would really appreciate some likes and maybe subscribe. You never know what kind of DIY would come out from time to time. Sorry about the late posting for the videos because I've been very busy. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe to my channel, and have a great day, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind.